old. They raped her. They murdered her. He dedicated a refuge to her because she has a passion for nature. And you fools sat down. What's wrong with you?
And that's the problem. Y'all ain't never stood up for nothing. Why don't y'all do something?
I voted for Democrats my whole life. They never did anything they promised.
I'm disappointed in the Democrats.
I just don't believe these women can lead.
You couldn't pay me to be a liberal again. You couldn't do it. After watching that speech, I am convinced that Democrats hate America.
That tells me to never vote for Democrats again in life.
Not one Democrat stood up. Not one. Not one. I'm so done with you people.
As FAFO season continues, Democrats find themselves utterly ashamed of their Congress members. After Trump's address to Congress, that some people are calling the State of the Union, Democrats, when they hear a kid overcame brain cancer. Democrats, when they hear we're giving Ukraine $500 trillion to continue the war.
Here's where you lost me, and here's where you lose the people, Democrats. And here's why you keep losing these elections. This is why. You had 3 opportunities to stand up for Americans that had suffered in this country, and you sat your down. Give me a break. Let's just start with DJ, the 10-year-old with cancer, who fought it, who beat it, and who has a passion and a desire to be a police officer. He was made an honorary Secret Service agent. It was one of the most heartwarming things I had ever seen. I couldn't contain myself. I couldn't help but crying. And to see a Secret Service man who, by definition, is just all hands off, right? We don't hug them. We don't touch them. We don't even get in their personal space. Literally lost it and embraced this little boy. Not one Democrat stood up. Not one. Not one. I'm so done with you people. Then you have Laken Riley's family. This woman was and beat her. That's the facts and the reality of it. Jose Ibarra came into this country illegally and was allowed into this country illegally, and he took the life of a young American nursing student. Why are you mad about this woman? You stand up for women's rights and you're not mad? You're not angry? You sit your down and you sit there because you're so pissed off at Trump? What the is wrong with you? And then you have the family for Jocelyn Nunegray. 12 years old. My son is 12. Come at me. I'll you. 12 years old. Her life is over because of Venezuelan immigrants that came into this country. They raped her. He dedicated a refuge to her because she has a passion for nature. And you assholes sat down. What's wrong with you?
You got me all emotional. They lost the next election last night. Ooh, and the comments, they won't stand for women. They won't stand for children. They won't stand for victims. They won't stand for justice. They won't stand for soldiers. They won't stand for peace. Preach. I'm a registered independent and I will never vote Democrat after last night. Their hate for one man is stronger than their love for Americans. As an independent, I'm pretty sure I just became a Republican. I will not vote for people who want America to fail. Laken Riley fought for 17 minutes. Do you know how long 17 minutes is when you're fighting for your life? They just put the final nail in their coffin. The gaslighting isn't working anymore. People are waking up. It's not Democrats. Leroy, get out of the curtains. It's not Democrats versus Republicans anymore. I'm afraid it's good versus evil. All the spineless Dems who did nothing to support Rep. Al Green's protest last night. I love this. Even the ones who support their nonsense are ashamed. Don't stand for 13-year-old cancer survivor.
Approved.
Don't stand for Laken Riley.
Approved.
Don't stand for widow of fallen NYPD officer. Kneel for George Floyd.
I don't know. Excellent argument. Approved.
You're a Democrat watching your representatives fight for your rights by skipping Trump's speech and wearing pink. Oh, yeah. I love it. I love it.
The way that they didn't stand for Laken Riley's mother, the way that they didn't stand for that little boy who has brain cancer, the way that they didn't stand for that young man who got accepted into West Point. Are you with me on this? The way that they hate America. My God.
Democrats definitely held it down, though. They was not standing up for nothing. And that's the problem. Y'all ain't never stood up for nothing. Why don't y'all do something?
Who's in charge of marketing? I am a woman. I am a proud woman. I love women. I come from a woman. I just don't believe these women, and I'm not going to say all women, can lead. This was corny.
The worst set of fighters in the game.
They would come to the black church and sing some Negro spirituals with us and then disappear, peer. Once they got our vote, they never did anything they promised. I vote for a Republican once in my life, and this dude done did everything he promised on steroids. He ain't even been in office 2 months, and everything I voted for, I'm getting. It's amazing. Do he sleep? Like this dude, if he sleeps, he wake up on a mission to do what Nakia voted for. He said, Nakia want me to fix that border. I'm on it. Nakia want to make sure them tax dollars is being spent for Americans more than anybody else. I'm on it. Like this dude wakes up. I feel like with me in mind, you know what I'm saying? I feel like he be thinking about me. It's like being at the casino. You put in that Democrat coin, you put it in and you pull the thing and no, you're going to win. You're going to win. You put in another Democrat coin and you pull the thing and no, you didn't win. You put in that Republican coin. I put in a Republican coin for the first time. Pulled the ding. I freaking won. Wow. So you know what that tells me? That tells me to never vote for Democrats again in life. Ever. Because you're not going to win with them. I voted for a Republican once. And hit the jackpot, honey. I will continue to do that again and again and again.
As a former liberal and now independent, I'm going to tell y'all this. I am a bit disappointed and left emotional and very tired. You know, I'm disappointed in the Democrats. I try to hope for the best on both sides, but tonight the Democrats acted like sore losers to me, and let me explain. So tonight wasn't only about policy. It was about optics. It was about strategy. It was about leadership. It was about uniting the people, and the Democrats failed on all three. Trump is the king of optics, we know that, and the Republicans basically brought in families who lost their loved ones to crime, real people, real pain, and the Democrats, they sat there, arms crossed, refusing to even acknowledge these moments, even the moments that should have brought everyone together. They didn't clap, they didn't stand, they didn't smile, they didn't do anything. They actually clap for the things that are bad. And every moment in there represented a missed opportunity that the Democrats failed to act on. And they are being so bitter and so angry and so upset that they can't even realize how bad they're making themselves look. And that's the problem. This isn't about serving people anymore. It's about ego. It's about tribalism. And it's about parties and power. And if they had any strategy or some PR person that would help them, they would have ignored the hate. Okay, stood up, clapped, and promised to work for the betterment of people. Instead, they look bitter. They look like sore losers. They look like they don't do well at teamwork either. And they have poor sportsmanship. And they looked guilty of the very things they're being accused of. They look guilty of funding criminals, of ignoring crime, misusing money, and putting others before the American people. And their response, more finger pointing at Trump at the end. All they did was talk about Trump. Okay, I'm tired of that. Democrats, y'all have to start talking about the issues y'all are going to address, what you're going to fix, what legislation you're working on. Y'all have to work. You can't just keep making promises about social issues, and you got to do the work. It's moments like this that remind me why I left the left, honestly, and why I don't feel like I align with the culture of it anymore. It's just not producing results. It's about bullying, forcing people to conform, and silencing dissent. And I prefer to be an independent.
Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Red Dawn Daily with your hosts, me, Dawn Marie, and sometimes Leroy. Oh, Leroy, it's like I Dream of Jeannie or something. You look so good. You look so good. I don't know. What do you guys think? You think that there should be a permanent look for Leroy? I think we should always have the same hairstyle.